Sunny and pleasant, the Indian summer has been just that in the Northeast. But burning forests and woodlands testify that too much of a good thing can be bad. New York reports 101 fires burning throughout the state. And in New Jersey, where these pictures were made, another 70 fires are slowly devouring thousands of acres of woodland. Stringent safety regulations keep the public out of recreation areas throughout the East. Invoking emergency powers, New Jersey's governor bans the lighting of outdoor fires by anyone except persons with specific permission of the state civil defense director. With the shortage of rain, reservoirs servicing New York City are down to 30% of capacity. At Croton, some 50 miles north of Manhattan, there are signs everywhere of the reduced water level. Rowboats are far up on shore. The 19th century gatehouse, normally underwater, is photographed by the News of the Day cameraman, as are stones that were field boundaries before the reservoir was built. Now they are visible and dry. Fire races through a block of hotels and rooming houses just off the famed Atlantic City, New Jersey boardwalk. Only one, the Surfside, has guests during this off-season, and it caters mainly to elderly persons. It is reported the fire starts in the occupied hotel's basement boiler room at about 4:30 a.m. A heavy wind from the ocean fans the flames to other buildings on both sides. Firemen from a 250-mile radius fight the blaze. More than 20 persons are unaccounted for. All had been guests at the Surfside. At least as many more, including policemen and firemen, are taken to the hospital. 1,000-alarm fire circles New York City in a searing ring of flame and smoke as brush fires roar out of control along the seaboard from Maine to Maryland. In the metropolitan area, the alarms go out here in Bayonne, New Jersey, in the 5 city boroughs, in counties northward along the Hudson, and eastward on Long Island. Brooklyn firefighters had difficulty rounding up this apparatus to cope with the erratically moving flames, for most of the local equipment had been dispatched earlier across the harbor to Staten Island, the hardest hit of all the boroughs. The fires are attributed to widespread brush fires started by a rainless month and fanned out of control by winds as high as 40 miles an hour. Countless volunteers pitched in to help the 7,000 New York firemen who worked tirelessly from morning into the night. There were miraculously few deaths and injuries, but many men and women were thrown into a state of shock at the almost lightning-quick loss of their homes and possessions on what should have been the first really beautiful spring day of the year. Hers was one of 100 homes lost in a 10-square-mile area along the south shore of Staten Island. Many of them were summer cottages not yet open for the season. This helps account for the fact that such widespread destructive fires took only 4 lives as far as is known. In all, some 500 buildings in New York and nearby New Jersey were destroyed, and 300,000 acres scorched black. Property loss has not been officially estimated, but it will run high in the millions. Some of the razed or gutted structures were multi-million-dollar plants or factory outlets. The widespread loss, tragic as it is, would have been far greater but for the dogged persistence of the firemen, faced with the worst firefighting problems within their memory. The flames jumped almost whimsically from place to place, consuming one building, sparing its next-door neighbor. Water pressure kept lowering. Equipment could not possibly get from one place to another fast enough to put out each new fire.